Hi there. It's another Sunday, Sunday the 7th of June, and you're welcome to the Way Show. My name is Wole. Um, it's been an eventful couple of days, especially week, especially with what's going on around the world with regards to George Floyd. Um, well, we can only say, as everyone says, Black Lives Matters. To be honest, we will keep going, and our thoughts and prayers are with George's family, and everyone affected by what's going on around the world. So, but today's show, we've got two very important guests. One of them is someone very interesting, a very interesting fellow. I'm sure some of you might probably have seen him in Nigerian television and probably television and radio station. You probably have heard of him all over the world. He he's a very interesting person, and I'm just going to introduce him just as Chris Neimeth, and he's a Nigerian curler. He's going to tell you all about what curling is. If you remember, about 2-3 episodes ago, we brought you someone from the Nigerian Curling Federation by the name of Damola Daniels. So Chris is actually a player who plays curling for Nigeria, and obviously he's been someone very experienced, not only experienced, but also someone who is vastly creative. He's going to tell you about what he's been doing. So, Chris, if you are live with us, welcome to the show, Chris.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, thank you, Chris, for joining us today. So, tell me, Chris, when I last spoke to Mr. Daniels, he said something very curious. He said every member of the Nigerian curling team, was Nigerian.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "Are you sure?" And he said, "Yeah, positive, Wole. I am sure everyone in the Nigerian team is Nigerian." And it got me wondering. I saw the Nigerian team, and I noticed that we had someone who actually didn't look Nigerian in the curling team.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "All right, you know what? I'll make sure we get that person on our show and speak with that person and explain."
Yeah, definitely.
What happened?
Yeah, so my dad was born in Nigeria in 1963. He was born in Port Harcourt, and then lived in Aba and in Ikeja in Lagos for a lot of his childhood.
Okay.
And ever since like the early 60s, my grandfather was there for work. So he built a big pharmaceutical company in Nigeria. And ever since then, we've been working in there in several different capacities.
Okay.
And really just been tried to be heavily involved in the country. And we really feel a deep connection and love for the Nigerian country and for the Nigerian people.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. So your dad was born in Nigeria.
Yep.
Have you ever been to Nigeria before?
Yeah, I've been several times. I think just last year, me and my dad went 2 or 3 times.
Okay.
To Lagos and Abuja. So
Okay.
I've been several times.
Okay. Apart from those 2 cities, have you been to Port Harcourt or Aba, where obviously your dad has been in the past?
I unfortunately haven't been able to go to Port Harcourt or Aba with my dad, but it was very nice. I got to see my dad's childhood home in Ikeja, where he spent a lot of his like early years there, and it was really great to see. And I think it's very cool that his home is still there. Obviously, it's gone through some changes.
Yeah.
It was very cool to see actually where he grew up.
I'll tell you something, yeah, Chris. You actually pronounce Ikeja, Aba. You know, you pronounce it really like a true, permit me to use this word. I know you're a true Nigerian, but a proper Nigerian. You actually pronounce it more than I do, Aba and Ikeja. That's brilliant. Well done. Do you speak any Nigerian language, Chris?
I unfortunately don't speak a lot. My dad and my grandmother speak a little bit of Igbo around the house, so I'd say I can understand it a little bit.
Okay.
I wouldn't say I'm not super comfortable speaking it myself.
Okay, I'm just gonna put you on the spot now, Chris.
Okay.
I'm gonna say something in Igbo, and
Okay.
I want you to, whatever way, just reply to me.
Okay. Oh, yeah, it's like, how are you doing, right? It's like a
Yeah.
greeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Unfortunately, I don't know a lot about speaking it, unfortunately. I'd love to learn more, and I talked to my grandmother about it a lot, about teaching me some more.
yeah.
But yeah, definitely. So like, I can understand kind of what you're saying a little bit, but yeah.
Thumbs up for you, Chris.
Thank
For
you.
that.
Yeah, I'm trying to learn more.
Thumbs up. Yeah. So now let's go back to curling.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, I know curling is a very massive sport in America and Canada.
Yeah.
You are from Vermont, yeah, in the
Yep.
northeast of the United States,
Yeah.
where obviously it is that city is very known for Ben and Jerry's
Hmm.
cheese.
Yeah.
But curling, what
Mhm.
made you decide to say curling? Why not ice hockey? Why not
Mhm.
American football?
Yeah, definitely. So my dad's family's obviously has a lot of ties to Nigeria and other places around the world, but my
Mhm.
mother's family is from Canada.
Oh,
They're my mother's family is from Hamilton, Ontario, which is pretty close to Toronto. So
yep.
she grew up curling most of her life, and it was something that she did a lot with her father and her grandparents. So when my high school had a team, she really pushed me to at least try it out and kind of see what it was all about. And I think especially it helped that the curling team at my high school was heavily involved in a lot of like community and charity fundraisers. So it's kind of a nice way to get involved and get exposed to the just get exposed to the game and do some good. So that's why I started doing it.
Oh, that's good. That's good. And have you played any games at all with the Nigerian team so far?
Unfortunately, I have not. I plan to go and compete in the Pacific Asian Curling Championship in November this year. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to go last year just because of some problems I had with my school. But I definitely will be able to go this November.
Okay. Um, the top teams, obviously, in curling in the world, they include Sweden, South Korea,
Yep.
United States, Canada. Um, what future do you see for Nigerian curling? I mean, there's no winter, so to say, in Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
It's a winter sport.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. We do know there was a Nigerian bobsled team that
Yep.
contested in the winter sports,
Mm-hmm.
and they were the star of the show. A bunch of girls coming from Nigeria to contest in bobsled team. So, what future do you see for curling in Nigeria? Do you think it could be popular? One, do you think when the come Winter Olympics in 2022, do you think people will be able to say and look back to 2022 and say, wow, the Nigerian team, just like the Jamaican bobsleigh team and just like the Nigerian bobsleigh team, the female, they'll be able to look back to 2022 and say, oh my God, those guys were super. Do you think so?
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously the goal is to make the 2022 Olympics, and I think that we work a lot towards that,
Mm,
towards doing that. And I think that if we succeed in that journey, I think that the people on the team can really represent Nigeria and all the people there with a lot of pride. But I think, to me at least, the biggest thing and kind of the brightest point for curling in Nigeria is the future that the country really has to succeed in the sport. I mean, you look at Nigeria, there's so many great athletes all over the country.
mhm.
And I think like curling is kind of a unique sport that you can really play throughout your entire life and you can constantly get better. So I
Yeah.
think it's very good that you can translate a lot of the athletic talent that young people in Nigeria have to kind of this long-term sport and really getting better over time. And I think that a lot of countries that you see are very good don't have the same kind of pool of great athletes. Like obviously, a country like Canada doesn't see a lot of success in the Summer Olympics,
Yeah.
whereas Nigeria and people with obviously Nigeria sees a lot of success and they represent in a lot of different sports.
Mhm.
So I think being able to turn some of that athletic talent and channel it into a new sport that's kind of yet to really be a lot of that potential is yet to be recognized in other countries. And I think that since Nigeria is kind of in an early stage, they have a unique opportunity to really take advantage of that
Mm.
and be really dominant in the future.
That's good. So I just want to take you back again to why you decided to represent Nigeria.
Yeah, definitely.
When obviously when you broke this news probably to your friends, Were they not like, are you nuts? How did they take it, your friends? I understand your family because your dad, your granddad, obviously had ties to Nigeria, but to your friends, people that know you, how did they take it?
Yeah, so obviously I think it's a little bit of surprise for everyone. Just, I don't think I'm certainly not what you think of initially when you think Nigerian curler, but I think in kind of talking to me and learning more about kind of our connection to the country, I think people kind of begin to understand and begin to know that everyone that's kind of in my family and is involved in this, whether it be my dad or me, is really, I think we're in it for the right reasons, and I think people see that and really respect it. And I think overall people have just been very supportive with it, and I think would love to see Nigeria succeed in the sport, especially those around the curling world who I've played with or competed against in the past. I think they really want to see Nigeria succeed in this, and I think that us being a part of that is like a welcome and exciting thing for everyone.
That's good. I listened to actually watched one of your one documentary that was done. You had an interview done for you. I think it's by WCA 3. I'm not sure. Yeah. And the one of the story was when you went back to Nigeria with your dad, and obviously you're a member of the Nigerian Curling team. How were you accepted in the country? I mean, you're going back representing Nigeria. We've had quite a lot of people with Nigerian heritage in football representing Nigeria, basketball, probably in boxing. So as a curler and going back to Nigeria, what was the reception like when you go home?
Yeah, definitely. So I think kind of the first question some people ask is just like, what is curling?
Yeah.
Just because obviously it's kind of a newer game that's less popular. Even when I run into people in the States or in Canada, they can sometimes not know what it is. So I think the first step was obviously explaining what it is. And then I think not only explaining what it is, but kind of why we're there and kind of the pride and the things we have for the country and the love for the people and really just the drive to represent Nigeria in like a really great way. I think people really respect, and I think that they're excited to kind of see the future of Nigerian curling, not just including me, but all of the young people in Lagos or in Abuja or whatever, how they are going to start to take the sport by storm and really see a lot of success at international tournaments.
You're not just a curler. You're also a very innovative, inventive person. Yeah. Tell us about what you've done recently, especially in Nigeria.
Yeah, definitely. So I study engineering at Stanford University in California, and kind of through that, I've had the great opportunity to work with a lot of very brilliant engineers at the school and collaborate with a lot of great people at Stanford kind of on various projects. But the most recent thing, I think the thing that I'm most excited to really talk about is this work that I've been doing with some of my friends and one of the professors on campus to kind of build a dry and stable substitute for ice, specifically tailored for Nigeria. So we did a lot of work with the Nigerian Curling Federation and kind of taking some of that knowledge to really build something where people could expand on the dry curling that's currently available and really start to work and develop the mechanical aspects of the game that current dry curling products just don't really allow in a great way. So we've really been working on building and prototyping this new thing that will be more all-encompassing of what the game really is and a lot of the iconic features of the game. So I've just been working on that and collaborating with people all over the world, whether that be in Nigeria. We've also been collaborating with some people in Australia and Austria and all over the world. It's been a really great experience. I think it's something that we've been really excited to work on.
So the dry curling surface, would it be as good as the ice itself, surface?
Yeah, so is it as good? So I think the main thing that we were trying to do is replicate a lot of the frictional properties of ice and really make it really illustrative of what it feels like to slide on ice and create a new system that kind of replicates that feeling so that people can practice it. So obviously, ice is a little different than dry materials. And I think that there's obviously ways that we can still improve our kind of the design we have at the moment and what we're prototyping. But I think what's really been exciting and inspiring to me is that it's been very close. So obviously it's not exactly the same as ice, and there's still work to be done to make it even better. But sometimes I'll go and slide in my basement where we have the prototype up, and I really feel like I'm learning, I'm getting better, and I'm really working on my technique for the game. And I feel like that was the success of our project. And I think that's what's really been doing well. So I think over time it'll obviously get better, but right now I'd say it's a very good representation of what sliding on ice is like.
That's brilliant. About 3 episodes ago, we interviewed the Nigerian Curling Federation president, Daniels, and he spoke quite a lot about you. And I think the Nigerian Curling Federation says, just on my screen, just reading what they're saying to you, they're obviously rooting for you. Hi, Chris, and hello. Looking forward to seeing you play, and what have you. So he did mention about, I asked him a question about, how do you see curling in Nigeria in the next 5-10 years? I mean, and he mentioned about you coming to Nigeria, you talking to school children, and they seem very interested in curling. What was the experience like? I mean, in there, I mean, coming from a nation that is football mad, soccer mad. So what was the experience like going there, working with these children, you and your dad?
Yeah, definitely. So kind of the last few times we went, we ran clinics at the National Stadium in Sulere. And I think a lot of people were excited about it. Initially, people were a little confused, didn't know what it was, but I think we really dove into the game and really explained it in a way, and people got really excited about playing it. So we were actually setting up mock games for people to play and really learn about the strategy of the sport and kind of the flow of the game. I think overall, a lot of the children we're working with were just really excited to play and having a lot of fun. And I think that that's obviously great. That was the goal, is get people excited about it and having fun while playing. It was actually so great that people from the stadium who initially hadn't signed up to come and do it actually came and joined us and jumped right in and started playing along right with everyone else. And I think that's really exciting, and it really, I think, is illustrative of how broad reaching the game is. Like, for example, I curl with people who are in wheelchairs and can't run or play soccer, like in a conventional way that you'd expect, but they can curl. And furthermore, I think some of the best curlers I've ever played with were like 80 years old. And I've also played with amazing curlers who are 10 years old. And I think that really being all encompassing and really that everyone can do it is a really inspiring and I think an exciting part of the game for a lot of people in Nigeria and all over the world.
That's good. I've always said I wanted to ask a curler this question. So there's this yell when obviously you shoot the 40-pound watt stone, and then someone brush in, and then this yell of hurry up. Yeah. What's the meaning of that? What's that all about?
Yeah, definitely. So usually people are yelling to sweep. So kind of obviously the game, you see the stone going across the ice, and one of the main ways that you can really try to affect the stone's motion is by sweeping in front of the stone. So actually how that works is you put pressure on the ice and heat it up and create a little bit less of a friction for the stone to go over. So you can actually extend the distance of the stone. So a lot of times you'll see people yelling to sweep so that they can really extend the stone's motion and get it where it needs to be.
Okay.
And so that's kind of an iconic part of the game that's really exciting. And I think it's great for people to watch on TV or in clips or wherever. It's super great.
I tell you what, yeah. When I spoke to Mr. Daniels, right after that, I started researching about curling, and I told him, I said, "Listen, is the Nigerian Curling Federation team actually open to anyone?" And he said, "Yes, if you can, anyone can take it." So I'm thinking, Chris, one of these days, I probably would be with you, and we'll be curling together. And see,
that'd be great.
How much I can do.
I'm sure you'll be great.
I'm sure. So what's the plans now, Chris? Are you still in school? Are you still in uni? And what's the immediate future like for you?
Yeah, definitely. So I'm currently a sophomore at Stanford University studying engineering. So obviously I'm just finishing up my quarter now. Actually, I have some final exams and projects due next week that I'm still working on. But I think in the future, obviously, I'll be continued involved in the Nigerian Curling Federation and really trying to expand the game there. and really working kind of on some of the things that I'm working on, as well as some other things we have coming up that we've been collaborating with people in Silicon Valley on. I think that those are some really exciting projects that people will see in the future. We're not just limited to making ice substitutes. I think we're going to really try to dive and make curling even more accessible to people in Nigeria and all over the world. So I think obviously I'll continue to work on that. And I think trying to continue to represent Nigeria on a world stage and really help all of the people in Nigeria get exposed to the game and succeed is obviously what's kind of in the plans for me in the next couple of years, along with all of my schoolwork. But yeah.
I say, Chris, you've been an inspiration right from the very first day I learned about you. And I know I've done a bit of research about you, and I can only say good luck to you. Well, thank you for choosing your father's country.
Oh yeah, of course. It's really a pleasure to really be involved with Nigeria and represent the country that not only my dad, but my dad's parents, my grandparents, and his whole family, and kind of the rest of my family has grown to really love and respect. So it's all my pleasure, and I really feel privileged to be able to represent the great country of Nigeria at a stage like this.
Not a lot of people will say that about Nigeria, but it's been a pleasure. Thank you for saying that about Nigeria.
Of course.
It's just a beautiful country,
Yes.
a massively beautiful country. And I hope you did enjoy your stay. I hope you always enjoy your stay whenever you go to Nigeria. Yeah. And like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing you in person one day, Chris.
I look forward to it.
And everyone in your family. If not, I'll be rooting for you in the Winter Olympics. I wish you all the very best of luck.
Oh, thank you.
And the Nigerian Curling Federation, everyone's saying, go Broomzilla.
Go Broomzilla.
Go Broomzilla. Thank you so much, Chris.
Oh, of course. Thank you.
Have a nice week ahead, mate.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you for coming.
Oh, thank you.
So that was Chris Neimeth. Chris is a Nigerian. Yes. He's a white Nigerian. Chris' dad was born in Nigeria. I think granddad was also born in Nigeria. So he chose to represent Nigerian curling, which is very noble of him. Curling is a sport completely new to Nigeria. I know I've watched a couple of curling on TV. I remember the first time I actually saw curling. I just grabbed the remote and just changed the channel. I was thinking, what a boring sport. But I tell you, it is not boring. It is not. You need to watch it, sit down and watch it, and you totally be blown off, by the techniques, by the innovation, by all the interesting aspects of it. I mean, right after I spoke with the Curling Federation, Nigerian Curling Federation president, Mr. Daniels, I was really I really took into curling, and I started reading about curling, watching clips of curling, and it's a wonderful sport. Yomi, what's your take on Chris's appearance with us today? Yomi, we can't hear you. Hello? So okay, so Yomi is going to come back with us. So as you see Chris pictures on the live screen. Everyone waiting for Tayo. Tayo is going to join us very soon, please. That's the next person we're going to interview. We're going to have a chat with. So please, I know Tayo's fans, YCM, MG TV. Can wait. Tayo's going to join us pretty soon, right in about few minutes. Tayo's going to join us, but Chris came on to tell us a bit about his love for Nigeria and curling. What's your take on that?
Can you hear me better now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, good. So yeah, I was saying that was quite good because it's not only the fact that he's representing Nigeria and part of the curling team, is the fact that they're also trying to build the first world-class ice arena in Nigeria. So yes. A lot of fundraising going on around that now. And apart from that, they also building this dry ice, what's it called? Is a arena for the home-based athletes in Nigeria to encourage them to have the feel of what curling on the proper ice is like. So that's quite a lot of stuff. And I see in the next 2-3 years, this federation actually having a solid footing, and I'm sure a lot of Nigerian athletes, retired ones, for instance, will, there's opportunity for them to still fulfill their dream of being at the Olympics through this sporting code.
Yeah. And thank you, the Nigerian Curling Federation. Thank you for all your words about the show. We've seen one of yours on our show today. So we just want to obviously wish you well at the Nigerian Curling Federation. It's a very noble sport. You've got very lofty ideas, very lofty dreams, and we can only wish you well and hope these dreams come true. The dry ice surface complex, the monument you said you wanted to be in Cross River State. We're so looking forward to it. Honestly, I'm really looking forward to it. I can't wait for you to start work on that. And I can assure you, we will continue to partner you. I will continue to work hand in hand with you guys. Because what you are doing is not just for the glory of Nigeria, but also for the glory of Africa. It's been a pleasure having you guys on the show, and hopefully we will continue to talk to you and see how far you're going with your lofty dreams. So we've got the next person, the next guest, someone very wonderful. When I actually learned about this person, I couldn't believe it. Especially in Nigeria. I mean, someone who is not just talented, she is hardworking. She had a dream, and she went about just going after that dream. And today, she can look back at that dream coming into reality, and obviously be thankful. And people out there, I love what she's doing. Her name is Tayo. Tayo is she's I want to funkify it as much as I can, but out of not better words, she's into carpentry in Nigeria. She's got her own outfit into carpentry. So Tayo is going to be joining us pretty soon. When Tayo joins us, we're going to talk about a journey, into carpentry, a journey into furniture making, a journey into business world, and she'll be joining us very soon. Nigerian Curling Federation, thank you also for everything you're doing. Like I said, we always partner you. We're there for you. We totally enjoy what you're doing. We totally hope for it. We will give our all to support you in whatever way. So Tayo is going to be joining us pretty soon. And when Tayo joins us, we will be talking about the world of carpentry and furniture making for a woman, and in Nigeria. That's the first. And so Tayo, if you're watching, it's now about time for you to join us. I'm sure you can see pictures of Tayo. Our friends already saying nice words about Tayo. Hey, it's Gigi. Thank you for joining. Yes, Tayasaki is the bomb. So Tayo is the CEO. She owns an outfit called Tayasaki Furniture. She is into furniture making. We stumbled on Tayo, and we felt, oh my God, this would be good for us to share with people, because she's an interesting person. What she's doing is absolutely interesting. Again, for a woman to go into a man's world and excel. This show, the Way Show, we always pick up people like that. I mean, whatever you do, as long as you're giving your best and you're excelling in it, you're on the way, you're on the path to excelling, we'll always be here to celebrate you. So thank you, Sandra, for joining us. HOD, thank you for joining us. Nigerian Curling Federation, you're still there. Thank you. People logging in to watch this show today. Thank you for joining us. It's the Way Show every Sunday. YCMG TV. You've asked the question, where is Motayo? Motayo is on his way to joining us via YouTube Live. It's the Way Show Way Show Weekly on YouTube Live every Sunday at 8 p.m. So we bring to you people, diverse people that they're excelling, and they're preparing to excel in their chosen field. So we've got Chris Neimeth, who is a Nigerian curler, who is also a Stanford University undergraduate, who is dreaming big with the Nigerian Curling Federation, Nigerian curling team, looking forward to representing and lifting that flag, Nigerian flag, green, white, green of Nigeria at the Winter Olympics in 2022. So we are just waiting for Tayo to join us. Tayo of Tayasaki. I hope I got that right. When she comes on, I will ask her to pronounce that exactly how it should be. So like I said, it's been a up and down week, especially with what's going on in America and around the world, and obviously the protests about George Floyd. We've seen people all around the world coming out to say enough is enough. Black Lives Matters. We obviously, as a show, as Black people, we in solidarity with these people. We're in solidarity with peaceful protests, making our stand and saying no to racism. We're saying yes to humanity. We're saying yes to oneness. We're saying we are one human. There's no white, there's no black. We are one. We might be different by our skin color, but we are saying, we are one human. And we should always preach that. We should always preach that every life matters. Black life matters. We should put a stop to all the killings. It's becoming it's becoming disgraceful. It's becoming something we should not even be talking about. I mean, we should be there to protect our children. We should be there to protect our men. We should be there to protect our women. We should say no to abuse of women. We should say no to rape. We should say no to all the killings. It's about time we put a stop to all this. It's about time we move and we come together as one, as humans, and obviously show ourselves to be humans, not animals, and show that oneness and try to lift each other up. That's the message from us today. It's one love. It is one human life. It is one humanity. It is that Black life indeed matters. Every life matters. Black life indeed matters. So if you're still watching, it's the Way Show on Sunday, and we're still expecting Tayo Lasaki, the CEO of Tayasaki Interiors, will be joining us any moment from now. We've had already Chris Neimeth, who joined us and spoke to us about curling and about his innovation, building himself, not for himself, him and his parents in school, university colleagues, and building a dry ice surface to be used in Nigeria, which is a very noble thing to do. To do that so that people in Nigeria, so that children in Nigeria, so that people interested in curling in Nigeria will obviously come up and team up, and obviously learn how to curl on dry ice before going into the main thing. So then we're talking about curling. So on this oh, there she is. So welcome to the show, Tayo. So your friend,
Thank you.
well wishes have been like, where is she? Where is she? There she is now. Thank you for joining us, Tayo.
Thank you so much.
So how are you today?
I am very well, thank you. And you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. So have you been keeping with this coronavirus called COVID-19? How's it going?
Oh, well, we are alive. We can only thank God for being alive.
That's the key thing.
So it's not been easy though, but let's be grateful. Abi? We can't complain because being alive is like the major key. Once you're alive, everything will still fall back in place.
Definitely. So Tayo, before we start, how do you pronounce the name of your outfit?
Tayasaki.
Tayasaki.
Yes.
Where did you get that from?
It's the combination of my name and my surname. So it's Tayo Lasaki.
Tayo Lasaki. Okay. So Tayasaki. Yes. All right. Finally. Yes. All right. Good. Tayo, so many things I want to ask you today. So many things I want to talk to you about. But let me start by asking you this question. Why did you choose to go into carpentry, into furniture making?
Well, I would say that I did not choose this. It chose me.
Really?
Yeah, it chose me because while I was in school, it was the final year of my university time, and there was ASU strike. You know how it is in Nigeria, ASU every time. So as a student, then I used to sell things to my classmates, fellow schoolmates in the hostel, and all of that. So but the problem was that I couldn't make sales anymore, and I needed money. So I just needed to get a job and get money because I wasn't surviving properly then because of the strike. So in the course of looking for a job, I got the job from somebody in the church. In school they take students to church every Sunday. So one of those churches that they used to use the buses to come and carry us to go to, there was somebody in the church, a big man in the church that had a company that manufactures wooden doors and everything wood. He had a big factory, oven, everything. You understand? So he needed marketers. That was what he needed. And because he wanted cheap. How do I say it? I don't want to put it that way. It's better if you get students to work for you because you'll be getting cheap labor. You understand what I'm saying? You get to pay less. So he needed marketers, and apparently I was in the hostel, part of the few people left in the hostel, but most people had gone home, and they took us for interviews then, and I was chosen as not just the marketer he was looking for, but as his PA. And that was it. That was the beginning of the journey. I still didn't know that I was going to be this at that time because I was just happy to have gotten a job that was paying me enough to be a good girl. You understand what I'm saying? To spend and all of that. So I went for the interview. I was even the only one that was picked from that interview. And I was, supposed to do marketing and PA duties for him. Then the ASU strike got called off. I had to go back to school. To cut the long story short, by the time I got back, I had to be on freelance because he has employed more people by then. And he had to position us in different areas and all of that. So I was put on freelance. And I now looked at it that somebody like me that was a student that wasn't making extra income from anywhere else, and I need to now go around and get clients for my boss and get commission. It wasn't favoring me because I didn't have enough money to move around. Salary is better because if I was getting both salary and commission, then I can use my salary for logistics. You get what I'm saying? To move around. And you understand? So, but it wasn't favoring me. So I decided to, rather than go and still be freelancing for my boss, I decided to learn carpentry because his factory then was far away. His office was in Lekki, but his factory was in Ibetu, which is very far. So we don't go to the factory. We don't know how our works are manufactured. All we do is sell finished products and advertise with a brochure and flyers and all of that. So I didn't really know anything, but I just noticed that I fell in love with it from that point. And I decided I wanted to do this. I wanted to learn this. I wanted to know more about this. And that was how it started.
It's brilliant. You know, when you go into that, and maybe you spoke to friends about it, you spoke to your folks about it. What was the response? I mean, I still can't get in my head. The female in a man's world. Because we know
Yes.
it's just man. Growing up back in Nigeria, I've seen quite a lot of carpenters that and I see people that like apprentices to them, and I see how they were dealt with. So what did your people say to you when you said, I want to be a carpenter?
Let me start with what did my family say to me?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Let me start with the people in my circle. You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Yeah. So the thing is, when I left that job and I said, I wanted to do this. It was the toughest decision I made. It was seriously the toughest decision because nobody saw sense in it except me. And that period, what I did was I started going around to talk to people that, I can do this, I can do that. Let me give me a trial and let me do this, let me do that. Because I had started practicing and learning and doing all of those things. So I wanted people to give me at least small things to do, so that because I don't have so much money to keep buying wood and buying supplies to do you understand, a lot of furniture for myself. So all I need is pay me a token, let me use your money to make you something, something not so elaborate. You get what I'm saying? But people didn't believe I could do it. They didn't even look at they looked at me like, what are you saying? What's this? Like, are you the one to do it, or you're working for somebody, or you're marketing for somebody? You understand?
Yeah.
And it went on for so long. And it got to a point where I was always going around site to site to talk to people and tell people that, I'm a carpenter, I can do this and this. And they'll be like, are you marketing for a company? And I said, no. And I got home late on one of those days because it rained that day. And I got a dirty slap when I got into my house from both my mom and my dad. And they were like,
slap from?
What's the problem? Who sent you? Where are you coming from? Blah, blah, blah. Did we say we cannot feed you? What are you looking for? Jeez, I can't forget that night. It was crazy. And that night is in my memory because it's one of the things that pushed me. I'm like, no way. These people have to see that I'm chasing something. I want them to see that this slap you gave me today, you beg me tomorrow.
And are they begging you now?
They're so proud of me now. They're like, see you. They are the first IP people. So it was so funny. And then friends and families, when I was telling people, like posting online, posting on Facebook, social media, your social media is, as at 5 years, 6 years ago, it's more of, Facebook is more of family and friends. You understand? Close people that you know. So imagine posting on Facebook that I do furniture, I do kitchens, I do wardrobes, and they'll be like, what's she talking about? So they had like a group chat about me on one of the occasions where I'm always posting. And, people will be like, are you sure? Are you sure you can do this? Are you sure you can do that? And I keep saying I can do this, I can do that. And then when I got the first chance to work for somebody, I never stopped after them. It kept coming. It kept coming. I kept getting better. I kept getting better. And I kept making my family proud. It got to a point, I've had some friends confront me on 1 or 2 occasions saying that, Tayo, when we're starting this thing, all of us were laughing at you. Do you know that? I didn't even know. So apparently they talked and laughed about me, being a captain. I'm like, we all laughed and looked at it like, where is she going to? What, to them, I'm sure they felt, where are you going to land? What is going to end this whole thing? They don't know. They're just looking at it like, let's wait and see your ending. Let's finish the story. Hollywood. But I just kept bringing on the surprises.
And I don't mean this in a bad way. I love women. I've got 2 at home, my missus and my daughter. It's always like when you think about women going into business, it's always the set stuff. Hairdressing, beauty salon, spa, selling clothes and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
you jettison all that. You said, no, I want to go into something I would say is a mouthful, something that is absolutely mad. You know,
Thank you. I like the word mad.
something absolutely mad. So when you were learning to be a carpenter,
Okay.
obviously you were an apprentice at some point to somebody. So
What did you say?
you were learning. So was it like how we know it to be? I mean, I know back in the days in Nigeria, when I go to a carpentry workshop and I see Oga Carpenter, he's there and he's probably obviously hammering away on something, and then there's the apprentice there, and the man will probably use one of the planks and pam on the head, and like, did that ever happen to you?
Okay, no, that didn't happen to me.
Because you
You
were
need to start with asking that, did they even see me as a serious apprentice? Did they even accept me as an apprentice? Because who will see a young lady come and say, I want to learn this thing and listen to her? They'll be like,
are you serious?
you know, you know what I'm saying? They'll be like, what's going on? Are you serious? You know, they wouldn't take you seriously.
Yeah.
But somebody like me that never takes no for an answer. If you don't accept to teach me, I'll learn it by myself. I will keep watching. I will keep coming to you. You are not teaching me, but I will watch you do it. And then I will learn while you are doing it. And then I will practice it behind closed doors. And then I'll come and show you what I've done.
It's good. Brilliant. And your design, do you do all your designs? I mean, I've seen quite a lot of your designs, beds, sofas. Do you draw it out yourself? Do you design it yourself, or have you got a designer?
I do not design. I don't draw things out. I do draw things out. Yeah, I do some sketch. But most times, because of how furniture business is in Nigeria, what people do is that they just maybe see something online and they like it. And they just say, can you do this? Do you understand? So I'm not really given the chance to design something, except personal things or for family and friends or for special clients that say, can you come up with something? And I tell them, oh, I can do this, I can do that, we can mix it this way and all of that. Well, most people I've worked with, they send me pictures and say, can you build this? They would probably have seen it online on one of these big furniture, Life Made, Bed Made, maybe from the US, all these furniture pages on UK or US, websites and all of that. And they'll say, oh, can you make this thing? Can you get the exact design and all of that? Or they say, can you mix this design with that design? They probably mix and all. So those designs they come up by searching from the internet. And some people probably, I've worked with a few designers, like real interior designers that went to school to learn interior design. And shout out to the Lagos designer. She actually always sketch our own design and send it to me. Tayo, I need you to build this. I've worked with a few designers like that. They will sketch and send it to me. I want this. They put the dimensions and everything. But personally, I hardly draw, designs for people because they don't even ask. What they do is they say, can you make this for us? And they send you picture from online. So, but of course, I have personal designs that I look forward to producing in mass and selling, hopefully soon. So that's going to come up. But now all of the pictures you see on Tayasaki page are furniture items that we built, but it's probably copied from the internet, or people send them to us. Or you understand? We just maybe change a little thing or two, just slight differences. We can just maybe change color or change position of a line. You understand what I'm saying? So we just switch it up a little. That's what it is.
That's good. So the Nigerian Curling Federation is saying, what's the price range for a conference table? You listen, Tayo, we already got you business, so you need to keep our commission somewhere. An executive office table.
I will not surprise on this live show.
You will be getting in touch with Nigerian Curling Federation right after the show. So NC, please get in touch with Tayo. after the show, if you want Tayo's contact, we would gladly supply you. But Tayo, our commission, don't forget.
No problem.
So Tayo, I was.
Price is going to be higher now that you're collecting commission.
Don't worry, they are capable. NCF, they are very capable. Don't worry about that. They'll probably pay you in Deutschmark or euros. How's business been? I mean, it's so hard. Business in Nigeria is so hard. I mean, starting a business, renting a shop or showroom, and getting your equipment in, getting your raw materials. How's it been? How difficult is it for you to, step up being an apprentice into your proper business and being your own proper CEO?
Well, I wouldn't say it's easy, but there's no business that is actually easy to start up.
Yep.
I just told you a brief story about how I started. And if you look at it, someone that is going to start a business that is almost having nothing. I actually started with nothing. That's the truth. I started the business with 0.09, zero kobo. Yeah. So it was crazy. But the thing that kept me is the fact that I had a goal. I had a goal, had passion for it. I was driven, I was determined, and I persevered. Do you understand? So every point that I was, I know that this is where I am and this is where I want to be next. I don't push myself too hard, but I set a target that this is where I am, and at least I should be able to move up this ladder to the next step or to the next stage. So every time I achieve something, I'm thinking of the next thing I'm supposed to do and how I'm supposed to do it. So setting up a business in Nigeria is one of the hardest. Aside the fact that entrepreneurs are how do I put it, underrated? Is that what I should say? Or we're not really encouraged because besides our government, let's not go that way. Besides our government, Nigerians generally, when it comes to people that come out and say this is our business, so far they have not become a branded name like the way you see Dangote fully known and all of that. So far the name is not popular, widely known, and you cannot say, oh, we have one office in Marina, 10-story building office. You understand?
Yeah.
So far you are the kind of entrepreneur that is hustling and struggling to gain a stand and build your brand. It takes time. It takes only people with like minds, and it takes people that believe in you to actually buy into your business and your idea.
Sure.
Nobody wants to have anything to do with a broke person. And nobody wants to really, really have anything to do with a small scale business or a newly built brand. Because they look at you like you have a long way to go. And investing in you or supporting you is like they're wasting their time because they feel like how long is going to take you to get to the stage of the popularly known brands and all of that. So for building a brand in Nigeria and building a business in Nigeria, if you don't have the heart, if you don't have you don't have to have all of the money. Even if you have the money sometimes, you end up spending the money and not getting value for it. Imagine setting up a place and nobody's patronizing. Yes, we have so many showrooms that just opened and closed down in 2 years after their rent is due.
Wow.
I tell you, that's the truth. People, aside furniture showrooms, we talk about all kind of shops and businesses. They rent a shop, and that maybe the landlord asks you to pay for 2 years as your first pay or 1 year, and after that 1 year, they're not able to make the money for the rent. Neither were they able to make profit, and then they close.
Wow.
So setting a business up, if you don't have a strong mind, if you're not driven, if you're not passionate, you will give up at every failure. So I have failed and failed over again, and I am not even where I want to be right now, but I am so grateful for the progress because obviously the world is starting to see the effort. They are starting to recognize the brand. But did you know Tayasaki before?
No.
No, exactly. So if I had quitted maybe a year or two after I started the brand and said, "Oh, nobody is patronizing me," especially in my first year. Imagine I'm complaining, nobody's patronizing me, I'm not getting jobs. I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. Forget, I didn't have any form of workspace or anything. That's why I said I started with 0 naira. Now it takes knowledge to build a business. There's so many ways to start up something. You put your quote according to your clothes. I don't know how to say that in the right way, but you do it according to how you can handle it. So if I didn't put my brain to work, I wouldn't have survived because I didn't have the resources. You get what I'm saying? I didn't start my furniture company with a showroom. I didn't just rent a shop and open the place and put furniture there and say people come and buy. Neither did I start with any kind of workshop or publicity of any. I didn't pay for radio jingle. I didn't pay for television advert. I didn't get influencers and all of that. It was solely my hard work, perseverance, and continuous. See, you have to do your craft. The fact that I have stuck to this for so long alone was a selling point for me, because people kept looking at it like she's still doing this business. I have friends that still message me that after 3-4 years, they say, "Tayo, you still make furniture?" I'm like, what else will I be doing? They expect that you would have moved to something else because, it is people who just, they're selling human hair before it's not selling. They move to selling clothes. It is true. So, woman clothes now said they will sell gold. Right? You understand? So people were expecting that was what's going to happen with Tayasaki. Okay, when you start with this furniture thing, it's not working. Should we change Tayasaki brand to something else? But Tayasaki brand remains on the furniture and material level, and it still makes people shocked. And because of the fact that I've been consistent, they now want to affiliate with the brand because they see that there is growth and I'm pushing. I'm there. I'm existing. People are getting to know the brand. People are seeing value, and every day the furniture production is becoming better and better. The quality is getting better. Everything, there's no stagnancy, there's no backwardness. We're only doing bigger things. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you, Tayo.
So I don't know if you want me to still go on explaining how hard it is to open any company at all and business in Nigeria, but my story is I started with 0,000 naira, and I kept. It depends on your business. I'm not going to advise you to do what I did. It depends on the kind of business you want to open. If you're watching this live and you want to open any kind of business, consider what works for you. Ask people for ideas. Don't ask dumb people. Ask smart people. You understand? Ask people for ideas. Then go and learn about that business. See the stage-to-stage things that you need to put in place or do. You understand? Check all the accessories you need, furniture, the material, the equipment, anything you need, and what was getting them and all of that. So I did all these things gradually. I bought my tools gradually. I didn't just go to the market one day and carry 20 billion gear and say I want to buy all these tools for furniture making and carpentry. So you take it one step at a time, you go at your pace, but be consistent, persevere, and make sure that you do not give up at any point. Except you don't see the dream working for you again. But so far you see it working for you, keep at it.
So Tayo, obviously at this time we had COVID-19, that is more like a scourge pandemic. How are you coping with your business? I mean, of course you have people that work for you, the customers that come to your showroom, with the lockdown, the pandemic. Has that affected the business, and how are you coping with that?
Thank God for social media. We say social media is a blessing and a curse. It depends on how you use it. So now, forget about any store opening or any shop opening in this period. Everybody's on lockdown, fine. But the thing here is social media has been a blessing. So which means that people can still see what you have made online.
Yes.
Whether on Facebook, on WhatsApp, on Instagram, Twitter, every kind of social media. Do you understand what I'm saying? So the fact that there is a platform that we can keep showcasing our product, and that we have been showcasing our product, which means that you can find pictures from 2015, 2016 on our page. You can find pictures of what we have done 3-4 years ago on the page, and you can always want them, and we'll review them. So the business is still running. Lockdown or no lockdown. And let me tell you one secret. Now, people will say this lockdown is affecting them, but I would like to disappoint you. It's not affecting me.
Good, brilliant.
Exactly. Because one mathematics to this is that, think about it this way. Everybody's been made to stay at home, right?
Yep.
Okay. So an average person will wake up maybe 8 or 9, let's say 6, 7, 8 a.m. and have to dress up and rush to work and come back at 6 to 10 p.m. depending on where you work, right?
Yep.
But now you spend the whole of the 24/7 in your house because you are made to stay in your house.
Yep.
Now, you rush out every day before. You wouldn't notice anything that is wrong in the house. Now you are meant to stay at home. You will know the chair you're sitting down on is doing krok, 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 krok. And you will know that the bed that you are sleeping on is not balanced. And then you will see that everybody is, because we're working from home, now you have to do Zoom meetings. You have to, do more of social media chatting. And then you have to also have, what they call it? The new thing that people are buying into now, TikTok. You want to dance on TikTok, you understand what I'm saying? And you want to do all of these things, and you look at it that, oh my God, my background is terrible. Then you remember that, oh shit, this world needs to be repainted. Oh no, the chair is not good. This cannot show in my video. You understand? So
Yep.
they need to do more of social media, because now we're stuck at home. They need to do more of social media. They need to actually be stuck at home and sit on your own chair that you might not be sitting on and watch TV, the TV that is probably sitting on the floor this while or hanging somewhere. And then you look at it that there's not even TV console in this house. You would realize that so many things are missing. You understand? So now that they are staying at home, furniture business is booming.
So
They remember that they need chairs. They remember they need a bed. They remember they need TV console. You understand what I'm saying? So now they need things, and now they start to buy things. I don't know if you understand the whole scenario.
Yes,
So
I do, definitely.
now it's now clear to them. People now want something. People want to upgrade. They probably see a chair on somebody else's video and say, "Oh, that chair is nice. I want the same thing in my house." You understand? And that's why I say people always send pictures to us and tell us this is what they want to build.
Yes.
Mostly.
Yes.
So that's where the not making my design comes in. So people will say, my friend has this in her house. I didn't even know. Maybe they've not been to their friend's house before. They're always just calling each other, and then they see the video. I like this chair. I want to make the same thing. Who made it for you? That person says, Tayasaki. Oh.
That's it.
And then they call Tayasaki.
I tell you, it's been interesting talking to you.
Same here.
It is. I think I still can't get my head around it, because you just like is Gigi said, started from the bottom. Now you're where you are.
Gigi, that's my girl. That's someone from my secondary school. I don't know what you guys call it, high school in UK. That's someone from my secondary school here in Nigeria, and she is one supportive person. So I shout out to you, Gigi, and shout out to every other person on this live show. Thank you for joining. I am so grateful, and these are the people that now see me and they're proud of me, because they see that yes, I'm carrying on and I'm doing great, and they're supportive. They keep she's proud of me, and those are the words that keep me going. So keep me going. Thank you.
Tayo, before I let you go, what do you do to unwind apart from your interior design stuff? Do you do music? You've got a lot of pictures on your Instagram. Are you into
yes.
Are you into modeling too?
Okay, so about that.
The picture I like most is when you were in your work outfit with your overall.
You're being biased.
Yeah, that's it. That's the one I like.
Oh, really? Thank you. This picture was spontaneous, by the way.
Okay.
I really didn't plan for it.
Yeah, that's the picture with the overall. And
this one?
Yeah, with the hammer.
It was one of our sites. We were working for somebody in Lekki. So that building project, we handled the fittings and furnishing and all of that.
Okay.
It was quite a big project too. So what do I do to unwind? I try to have a very good life aside my business. So if you check, I have a business page and I have a personal page, and I like to separate both. So I want you to meet me officially and non-officially if you want to get to know me. So I love to be a lady. At the same time, I love to be a guy because people see my line of business as being a man's line of business. So sometimes I'm seen as a tomboy, but as you can see now, I'm dressed like a fine lady. So I like to just making people see all shades of Tayo. You understand what I'm saying? So I love taking pictures. That's just something I love to do. It's personal to me. I love taking pictures. I love traveling a lot. So when I am tired and I have so much of stress going on from work and everything, I just take a break and travel to one country and breathe in new air, meet new people, get to see new things, get new business ideas, get new design ideas, learn, and at the same time have some fun. So I love traveling a lot. I do. When I make money, the first thing in my mind is the country I've not been to. I can't think, what country have I not been to? Let me go and hustle for that visa. You understand? Yeah. So that's it. So I love to travel. And of course, when I travel, I like to keep memories. So I take a lot of pictures so that in case of days that you just want to go through your past and check and scroll through the gallery, you just have something to look at and be happy and just reminisce on, like now that we cannot travel now. What do you think we're doing? We're checking our whole travel pictures. So yes, I love to take pictures. I love to travel and go out, party with friends, and be me.
Oh, I tell you what, it's been interesting talking to you, Tayo. You're one heck of a girl, and it's
Thank you.
it's I mean you're a pride to other women. I mean, I wish a lot of Nigerian women will see you and take a cue from what you're doing, and instead of
Yeah,
wasting
I
away.
always try to encourage people to do something. We're past the age and time where we are restricted because we're females, like, oh, as a female, you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't, no. Me personally, I like to stand out in everything that I do. So if you tell me this thing, people don't do it, that's the thing I want to do. I tell you, the
That's
thing that they say people don't do is what I want to do. So that I will do it and then I will be an example to every other person and they'll say, she did it though and she came out. I will make sure that I do it and come out successful. Or even if I don't come out successful, I come out with a lesson and then I come and teach you the lesson.
Yomi.
Well,
Very,
I've been
very
enjoying listening
interesting
to
woman
that.
here.
It's quite interesting. I'm sure you work for a lot of these big companies in Lagos. I'm actually thinking of coming to learn carpentry. Something something like I could scale up your quickly.
Okay.
How long does it take though to as an apprentice to get your freedom?
There is no time frame to this. Me, I don't know because I'm still learning. Every day, I see new designs online and I'm like, how the heck did they do this thing? And I don't rest until I find out how they did it. Or I manufacture my own in my own way and use my brain to, manipulate things till I get it right. So I just think that learning is continuous. Apprenticeship, I didn't do any formal apprenticeship with anybody. Like I said, who would even let me apprentice on that jam? They are like, what's this on serious small girl doing in our compound? So
yeah, but in those places though,
you said?
I'm sure I watched this movie by Kunle Afolayan called
Mokalik.
Yeah, that has Simi, in
Yeah.
In those scenario, most times it's mainly male dominated, right? So
yes, now we have female mechanics, I think.
Yeah, so you probably find yourself as maybe one or two women in the whole workshop. How do you cope with that? Is that place, sometimes they tend to be a bit sexist. So how do you cope with the day-to-day interaction, the yappies,
I have a strong personality, and one thing about me is that I hardly let my environment and people get to me. So if you think that you can use words to um how do I put it, to make me feel bad, or to send me out, or to divert me from what I want to do, pull away, because I'm strong-headed, more stubborn. You understand? So when they are saying that you're the only me, I even like it, be the only, I like to be, like I said, I don't know if you remember, I like to stand out. That is only me in the midst of something. So the
So
fact that
that's
it's
why
only me
everyone
in
say Tayo the life of
the
the party.
so the fact that I'm the only girl alone in the midst of guys, and all of this, even till now that I am working on sites, maybe if I go to a site that is not fully completed, but they have contracted me to come in and do the kitchenettes, the closets, and all of that. And we have other men on site probably doing the tiling and roofing and all of that. They look at me and like, so they do it. When am I? Because me too, I work like a man. Forget, I will be doing jagaba like this and be working ja. So before you even say want to attempt anything to me, I'm already like,
Tayo, Sandra just called you a superwoman, and that she's
thank
very
you,
proud of
Sandra.
you. know,
Oh,
you,
thank you so
so
much.
we need more women like you in not just in Nigeria and Africa. Women who see the strengths, who are able to stand and not
Yeah,
be taken. Women who see the dream and then just go for it. Women who we don't want you to be a man's world again, if you know what I'm saying. We want you to venture into a man's world and conquer, because there's this saying that says if you teach a woman, yeah, a nation. So it's people like you. I do think that a lot of Nigerian ladies can take a cue from you and learn from you, and see that there's another part to womanhood, which can obviously be profitable. I'm not just about, again, permitting to use this word, working on live Instagram, or all that, what have you. I mean, people like you will be able to, should be able to come out and obviously challenge those people, challenge that stereotype that you don't have to use your body. You need to use this.
your head, yeah.
I mean, to achieve whatever you want to achieve. And I can only thank you for being who you are and what you've chosen, and hopefully you'll be able to and impact what you've learned, what you've achieved, into other women, especially the young ones coming, and let them know that in life, everyone's got a talent, no matter what the talent is. It could be carpentry, it could be engineering, it could be anything, it could be photography, music, art. Just go at it and try as much as possible to succeed. And obviously, a lot of people will be looking at you now and thinking, "Oh my God, she's a superwoman. We're proud of her." But you've been through rough and tumbles. I mean, if people,
Every day I still go through rough, and will you believe that I still made a delivery today? Today is
wow,
Sunday. Yes, I made a delivery today. So this is how determined and focused I am with my business. I am very consistent. I try to, even the delivery I made today, the clients were so impressed, so surprised. Like, we didn't expect you to deliver so early. We thought you'd probably come next weekend and all of that. And they were like, you came early. I'm so happy. And I made 3 deliveries yesterday. 3 deliveries to 3 different locations in Lagos, far apart. So, the determination is there, and I don't get tired when it comes to my business. If any of my workers are slagging, I get to it and get it done. You understand?
you
So
don't you don't you don't use the plank on them though.
sometimes I do. Sometimes it's just a for play, and they love me. I love them too. All my workers, most of them have been with me for this almost the same amount of years I've been working. So I have workers from 5 years, 4 years, 3 years, and you know it doesn't. And they're all men. And if I will tell you, most of them are older than me. I mean, grown-ups with wives and children. And just look at this small girl controlling them. So that's where you see the leadership skill there.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So the ability to carry them along, the ability to keep them going, the ability to be not just their boss,
but
you understand? But their friend. So we vibe like we're together. I don't go to a site and sit down and say, you do that thing. I join them. I've been to sites that the clients will be like, what? You're working with your workers? I'm like, yes, I work with them sometimes. So it doesn't look like it's all the time. Oh, yeah, sometimes. And then they'll be like, wow, I'm impressed. So you're not one of those boss that just boss people around. I'm like, who am I to boss? You know?
Thank you so much, Taya. Thank you for coming to this show. And we hope to have you sometime soon again in the future. I will be keeping an eye on you.
And a good eye. Keep the good eye on me.
I will.
Keep too.
Definitely. And we can
maybe when we come to Lagos, we'll come and do a proper sit down with you.
Yeah.
And you take us on tour, a mini documentary of the area and of your work.
And don't forget my commission.
You know, thanks for coming. Actually,
I had your commission.
Thank you so much, Tayo. Thank you. We enjoyed today with you.
Thank you too. Thank you. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. All the very
best. So do have a nice weekday.
Thank you. I had so much fun on this show. I almost don't want it to end. I just want to keep talking and talking.
Don't worry, we'll bring you back.
I'll bring you back, definitely.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks, Tayo.
Bye.
Bye. What a lovely lady. I mean, she's
great.
She's truly an inspiration, Yomi. I mean, and for someone, I mean, we see quite a lot on social media what our women do, and to see someone who's different and who is doing something she actually loves and she's passionate about. I mean, it's not just she's not just your like everyday, Nigerian lady, and I'm sure she's an inspiration for quite a lot of people out there. And thank you again, Kyle, for coming onto this show.
I mean, she's a good role model to have because one, she's in a very male-dominated. Especially in Nigeria, in Africa, it's not very common. And she's thought that she's made something for herself from that. Yeah. And for me, that is extremely good. And so I just felt these are the kind of people we should showcase on this stage. These are the real celebrities. These are the real people making impactful stuff in Africa, and we should bring them up more often. So today's show has been quite good, and the session with Chris was really great. And it's good to see that passion. And when we're kids, when you talked about his dad having a pharmaceutical company, I remember some Nemeth chemicals.
It was quite popular back then when we're growing up in Nigeria.
I you see people who are actually born in Nigeria, once they move to the West, they don't want to hear anything about backup again. They become so brainwashed and so confused. But you have this young chap who parents were Nigerian, and even though he was probably born in the US, he still had that connection back home. He still have that desire and passion to make a difference. Because he could easily have decided to compete for any other country.
Yes.
And to me, that is actually very important.
I tell you, we've had two very inspirational people today. Chris, very, very inspirational. I mean, just like you said, he might as well just forget Nigeria, but he decided no. I love this place. I'm going to give it all my all, and not just by playing for the country, but also by supporting, by designing something for the future for people, to engage them, to take the youth of the streets, to engage them, in another sport, which obviously will make the life better, not just even if they want to be, even if they don't want to be curlers. I mean, the fact that he's putting a smile on the face at that point in time, it's very inspiration. And of course, we also had Tayo, who Sandra described as a superwoman. Obviously, everyone that spoke about, I mean, that dropped a comment about her today, said she was inspirational. I mean, it's not easy. It's not easy being a female carpenter or interior designer. It's not easy, and it's not even easy setting up a business. No matter what business you want to set up in Nigeria, it's not easy at all. I mean, especially in a male-dominated business. So kudos to these guys for coming to the show. Kudos to you guys for coming in to share your life with us, so to say.
And for those that are watching as well, please go on to all our social media pages and follow us, and also most importantly subscribe and turn on your notification for our YouTube channel, so that you'll be updated with what's going on. You can watch the replay of this to be on the channel in a few minutes once we close now, and then you'll get you can watch the back episodes as well.
Yeah. So Tayo, Chris, tell your friends, your well wishes, your families, subscribe on the Way Show Weekly. Next week we have someone
next week is going to be great. I'm gonna line up for next week as well.
I'm also gonna give a tip. Someone we're bringing in next week is someone very known in the entertainment circle in Nigeria and obviously in the UK. He's a publisher. He's someone that does a lot with Nollywood, in Nigeria and obviously in the UK and Europe. So please stay tuned. 8:00 next week, Sunday, on the Way Show Weekly. Tell your friends about it. Tell your family about it. Your families. Tell everyone. Subscribe to the show, the Way Show Weekly, every Sunday at 8 p.m. Next week, we've got someone in the entertainment industry, a publisher, someone who's contributed a lot to Nollywood in Nigeria and in the UK. So I wouldn't let the cat off the bag. I won't tell you that person's name until you join me, Wole and Yomi next Sunday.
And also, if you know someone who is doing some great stuff and you would like us to interview them on this show as well, please drop their names in the comment section on the YouTube page. We'll review that and we'll definitely contact them. Anybody doing some impactful things in your area, in your society, in your community, in Nigeria, in the UK, in the diaspora, please get in touch with us. We'll definitely, bring them up on the show as well. Thank you so much.
So thank you. Have a great week to everyone watching, everyone that's contributed today. Have a great week, and to do stay out of trouble. And remember, one love to everyone. Thank you. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.
See you next week, guys.
See you next week.